Hello everyone, Ollie here from 𝕬𝕣𝕠𝕟, and today, as you can see by the title and the thumbnail, I'm going to be reviewing the infamous Super Mario Bros. Film from 1993. Now, if you can't guess already, the reason why I'm reviewing this film is because obviously the new Super Mario Galaxy movie, the second animated film, a sequel to the 2023 animated film from Illumination. I thought I'd go back 33 years. I think it's 33 years now, but obviously when the first animated film came out, it was 30 years. So, just over 3 decades ago, we got one of the first video game adaptation, well, big, major blockbuster video game adaptations to come out, and it was a failure to most people. And, well, I mean, technically it's a failure, but some people like it for what it is. But I'm going to get into that, but I just thought I'd let you know the reason why I'm reviewing this is because of the newly released Super Mario Galaxy film. So I'm going to be reviewing the 2023 animated Super Mario Brothers film. If I can, I technically already have back when I went to review it when it came out, because it was actually when the first animated film came out. It was one of the first reviews we did on the channel. And it was actually back when we did YouTube shorts and not full-length YouTube videos. So if you want to go check them out, if you're interested in my thoughts, my initial thoughts when it came out on that film, go check it out. But you'll have my up-to-date feelings on that film. But for now, we have the 1993 film to talk about today. And I don't think I'm going to take too long reviewing this one because there's not really much to say. So I've literally just finished watching it now, and I want to let you know I watched the extended, technically I guess director's cut, the semi-official. Apparently I heard just earlier that apparently it's a semi-official, isn't like a proper official released extended cut. It's available to I guess download or stream on Internet Archive, which is when it initially came out in 2021, I think. It's the Morton and I've forgotten the other director's name. It's the directors are male and female directors, Morton and somebody else, but it's the something cut. But I'll put it in the edit. Anyway, so this extended cut kind of revives 20 minutes of extra footage from the theatrical cut when it originally came out. And because it's unofficial, it's not exactly up to quality as, I guess, the original footage from the theatrical cut. So they literally just splice in all this shitty VHS footage that's not really been edited properly. So it's just got the time frames at the bottom, and it's just very jarring to look at, and it's very distracting when I watched it. So that's kind of to kind of set it off. That is one of my negatives. But I mean, it sounds a bit unfair saying that because obviously I know it's technically unofficial. It's an unofficial cut. Am I glad it's out for the directors and the people that genuinely tried to give it their all for this film? I mean, sure. I mean, listen. I mean, not everyone. There are films out there that I know a lot of people like, and even this film, which I will go ahead and say right now, I do not like this film really whatsoever. However, there are like 2 things I cherry picked from this film that I'm like, you know what, may not be very good overall, but there's a couple of elements that I will share in a second that I did kind of like. So, you know what, I'll get into it now. So, my 2 positives for this film, the only 2 things that I can say that I genuinely kind of liked. So yeah, my first positive, well, one of 2 positives of this film is actually Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo, if I pronounce his name right, but the 2 guys who played Mario and Luigi Mario, which obviously they do mention because technically that's their names. But I'm just going to cut it short for Mario and Luigi. Them 2 as Mario and Luigi, I will say, they were one of the only shining lights of the film. Like their kind of chemistry with each other, even the characters themselves. I mean, they don't get much. I mean, for the shit that they've been given, I think they tried their best with what, again, they were given, which was pure shit, in my opinion. But their chemistry, their charisma, their personalities were kind of fun. You know, that was kind of one of the main driving forces of this film that kind of made me want to continue watching the film, because my god, I will say, I'll get to more of it in a minute when I get to my negatives, but yeah, those two guys were kind of the driving force and the kind of staying power that it had for me, if that makes sense. So that's them. And my second positive, and well, my last positive, is I didn't mind the first 20-25 minutes of this film, which is set in Brooklyn in present day, because obviously we have the time period like 200, what was it, 65 million years ago, I think it was. We have prehistoric times with the dinosaurs and everything, the black and white footage at the beginning, and I'm like, about that side. But when it goes to present day, well, actually, it goes 65 million years ago, and then it's 20 years ago, I think, which would have been in the 70s when the film came out in the 90s, so 70s, I'm guessing, because I presume it's set in the 90s, the majority part of the film. But when the egg is delivered at this church, the kind of thing, and it's Daisy and the egg, and I was like, what the hell is this? And then obviously you learn with the little piece of rock, I've forgotten the rock type, I've forgotten the actual rock, you know, the rock necklace that Daisy wears in the film. But you know, you're like, oh, okay, so that's that, and obviously that's Daisy in that flashback bit. But yeah, I think the Brooklyn parts, the present day Brooklyn parts, obviously we see at the beginning, we see that obviously Mary and Luigi are desperate plumbers, that obviously their rent is 3 months overdue, and you know, their van is, you know, jacked up, you know, like it breaks down at one point, and he has to Mary has to go into one of the shops and grabs $3 worth of water, Evian, I think it's an Evian bottle, while obviously Luigi meets Daisy and all that kind of, like, I mean, I didn't mind that side of things. That's, you know, that's kind of really it, really. Like, I just thought the first 20-25 minutes were okay. You know, they weren't amazing, but, and then when we went into the Cooper world dimension, whatever, it's a cross between Cooper and Manhattan. I've forgotten the town, you know, the kind of planet they're on, but in the town or city area, I just, that after that 20-25 minute mark, it just went a bit Looney Tunesy and a bit too much. Yeah, I just didn't like the aesthetic, most of the aesthetic of the film. Like, they were trying to do something new, and I didn't really like it. I didn't dig it personally. I know it's supposed to be something new and refreshing, I guess, but I tried to like this film as a whole, which I guess leads into my negatives. I mean, do I have a mixed? I don't think so. Well, maybe the whole thing with Daisy and her dad being turned into this the sludgy shit, whatever it's called. Like, I was a bit mixy on that, but negatives is kind of the rest. Dennis Hopper, or Hooper, is it Hopper? I think it's Dennis Hopper, who plays Bowser King Koopa, or whatever he is, President King Koopa. I don't know, he was just a bit too comical for me, and oh god, the terrifying Goombas, the massive bodies with the tiny ass heads, so creepy and weird, and just, no. It's just a human dinosaur hybrid kind of thing with the machine, and turning them, you know, any henchman, any of King Koopa's henchmen who fail him, turn them into Goombas, and the whole switcheroo thing. I don't know, it's just, it just didn't work for me personally. I mean, I tried to like it for its own thing, but I'm so attached to the Mario IP franchise, whatever you want to call it, is that I just can't suspend my disbelief for most of it. Like, again, aside from Mario and Luigi, I don't know, and kind of Daisy. I didn't mind Daisy too much. Like, you know, she's kind of the semi damsel in distress kind of thing, and I know that's kind of well, it's actually Peach, but Daisy, Princess Daisy, replacing Peach with Daisy. I'm guessing Peach was kind of Mario's girlfriend in the film. I've forgotten her name already. Danielle, I think her name's Danielle. Like that, but you know, it's just, I don't know. It just didn't really work for me, if I'm being just completely transparent. So yeah, I mean, Yoshi as well, who's technically, or Yoshi, Dusty, is technically what he is, a dinosaur, but it's just so jarring to look at, and I don't know. I can't say it. I don't want to say any more really, but it just didn't work for me. Really, yeah. I know there are people out there that do like this film, for what it is, for being really goofy and it's so bad that it's good, but it didn't go that far for me for where it was really bad that it was good. It almost got to that point, but it didn't reach that far enough for me to gain that title. So it's just mostly bad. Like, again, didn't like the aesthetics. The weird, I know, again, it's technically not their fault. It's a bit mean to say, but the whole thing with the changing of quality and the audio as well was just so jarring as an experience of watching a film. Like, even if it's a bad film, I want to enjoy it for what it is. I want it to be up to quality, and it wasn't, even though it's an unofficial cut. But listen, anyone that enjoys this film, I congratulate you. I'm glad you enjoyed the film, but I personally didn't. Yeah, just the story and everything, with having the stone and it making the two dimensions together, which we briefly see at the end, like the whole climax was weird. Mario and Luigi having the guns and turning King Koopa, Bowser, whatever, into this sludgy I don't know. It just I'm gonna say one more time, it just didn't work for me. Okay, it just didn't, annoyingly, because I was hoping it was going to be, again, I was hoping it was going to be at best something that I could enjoy for how bad it is, which I think a lot of people have been seeing it as, but it just didn't reach that far for me. So yeah, I don't want to repeat myself too much, which is why I don't really have much else to really say on the film. I know it's probably quite a short review to the most of the reviews that we've done on the channel, but you know, there's not, again, like I said at the beginning, I just didn't really have much really else to say other than this wasn't really my bag. I know it was supposed to be a brand new interpretation, and it's kind of unfair to say that, you know, it's difficult because obviously this is one of the first major blockbuster video game adaptations to come out, and you know, I think it kind of soured Nintendo for making any of their own video game adaptations in future, up until, of course, the first 2023 adaptation of the Mario film, and obviously that was a massive success financially and mostly critically, and the audience. But yeah, this was just, man. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't really much else to really say, to be honest, without repeating myself. I just, you know, I'm gonna give this film I'm gonna have to give it a 2 out of 10. I'm really sorry. I know it's just, again, just didn't really work for me. They just, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go watch the animated one, the first animated film. I'm still excited for Galaxy, the Galaxy film, the second one, which I'm going to be watching with NerdTube, fingers crossed, this Saturday. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, I apologise, this was a short-living review, but that's what I have to really say, to be honest. Not really much to really go on, really. So yeah, stay tuned for my review for the 2023 animated film. But until then, I will see you. I'll see you then. Bye bye.